Good morning. Could you give us an overview of Boeing's presence in the Middle East?
Well, let's see. So, Boeing Defense Systems, we do consider the Middle East a strategic region for us. Our presence in the region has got a 60-year history with it. We have offices in Saudi Arabia, Doha, Qatar, and 2 offices here in the UAE. We're increasing our presence. As our product footprint increases, so does our personnel. And along with that, it's a combination of not only expats, but we're increasing our local hires.
Can you tell us about the joint ventures and local productions, collaborations that you may be pursuing right now?
Well, let's see. We're looking at partnerships. One of the ways that we want to strategically approach the region is through partnerships. Whether it be anything from teaming agreements to joint ventures to things of that nature, other business arrangements. Right now we aren't announcing anything, but we do have several of them in work. We have some in working in Saudi Arabia. Of course, we own part of Al Salam Aircraft Company there, and I think there's already been a lot of announcements regarding our Ballew relationships. We made an announcement this week on Tawazun partnership there. And then also within Doha and Kuwait and other parts of the region, we're also investigating partnerships. And I think one of the big things about our partnerships is we try and create an arrangement that is not only win-win, but it's sustainable. It's got to be sustainable for the long run. So we're looking for good business arrangements as we do this.
And how do you plan to further develop the regional aerospace industry?
Well, I think one of the things you'll find about Boeing is we tend to look at what a country's economic vision is and what their economic goals are, and we try and align ourselves to meet the country's objectives, and we try and find synergies where it makes sense. So some countries are interested in job creation, so that's where we go focus at how do we help create jobs. Some are interested more in high-end technology transfer and automation. How do we, Boeing, play into that? And then some are interested in capability development, whether it be platform sustainment, training, other things. So it's not always about manufacturing. It's oftentimes about partnerships that are in adjacencies around that. So, and each country is different. And again, we try and align our goals with the country's vision to support that.
Could you tell us about RFIs or RFPs that you may be currently pursuing?
Well, let's see. I think everybody knows that we're pursuing a lot of opportunities in the region, whether it be rotorcraft or anything of that nature. I mean, it's been publicized that we've done evaluations in Qatar. We're always talking to our customers, but I do have to say that we tend not to advertise RFIs or RFPs. Our customers sometimes don't like for us to do that.
What is the update on the V-22 Osprey?
I'll let Mark talk to that.
So I'll take that. Yeah, the V-22 Osprey is really doing great missions around the world in terms of the range and the speed that the aircraft provides. Our military forces are able to go and do a multitude of missions from that. They've done a lot of humanitarian service. There's been a lot of search and rescue type of work with it, as well as deployment of equipment and goods to different regions. Some of the natural disasters that have happened recently in the world, the V-22 has been there providing great support to provide whatever needs to be, food, water, personal care items, those types of things. The V-22 is doing an exceptional job.
And are you expecting an FMS soon?
We, as Paul indicated earlier, we are in discussions with a number of customers for the V-22, and we don't really go into talk the specifics for which countries are close or not close, but we are having conversations with 5 different nations around the world for the V-22. So we are committed to that. We're going to be able to support that, and there will be an international sale sometime in the next couple of years.
And there's a possibility that it may be sold in a VIP configuration?
That could be an option to be sold in the VIP option, again for its ability to take off and land like a helicopter and then have the exceptional speeds that it provides flying like an airplane. We have had some interest for it to be a VIP type of platform, so that is definitely a possibility.
And how would that work, the VIP configuration?
In terms of that, you would look at some of the interiors that could be belted to be able to dampen some of the soundproofing. You can have the chairs, the things that need to be going to the inside. If a customer wants to come and design something for a VIP platform, that's definitely doable to work with the interiors and the change the paint jobs and those types of things that we will work with the customer and meet what their needs are.
And this is in the Middle East?
We've had some requests from around the world. There has been a couple of inquiries from Middle Eastern nations. We won't go into the specifics of who that is, but we have had a couple of inquiries on that regard.
So the C-17 productions are to end in 2015.
Right.
Can you tell us a bit about that?
Yeah, so we did announce that we were going to deliver our last aircraft in 2015. We're currently building what we call whitetails, which are not earmarked for any particular customer. And I think I've already been quoted in the press here a couple of times that I'm not worried about getting rid of those aircraft. I'm worried about the customers who don't get those aircraft. So tremendous interest remains in the airplane. We've already delivered 223 to the U.S. Air Force. We've delivered 35 to international customers. And I think there's great promise for it. But I'm not worried about getting rid of the whitetails. I'm worried about the people who are waiting. Those aircraft will be gone. And it's a great airplane, and we've already had interest here in the region, quite honestly, from multiple customers. So I think it's really, unfortunately, it's going to be a first come, first serve as to who get those aircraft.
What led to the decision to halt production of the C-17?
Quite honestly, the orders weren't there. We run on a production cycle, and our long lead items are several years before we actually deliver an airplane, and so you reach a point where you have to have orders to justify those long lead investments, and the orders weren't there in the quantities that we needed to sustain that, so we opted to shut the production down.
And what replaces the C-17 for Boeing?
Nothing in the world. There's no other aircraft like it.
Do you have anything in development right now?
No, there's no other aircraft like this. And the nice thing is it's going to be an operation and supported by the U.S. government and Boeing for decades and decades and decades to come. So I don't want customers to worry about just because it's not in production, it won't be supported. It is going to be supported. Boeing still supports B-52s. B-52s have been out of production for 50, 60 years, So this aircraft, it's a great airplane. It's going to be supported. It's just unfortunate that the orders didn't come in time to justify another year's production or something like that.
So the P-8 Poseidon has shown a lot of interest here.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So any contracts on the horizon?
Let's see. I'm not going to say there's contracts on the horizon, but I am going to say there's great interest by several international customers for that platform. You got to remember there's a lot of P-3 aircraft around the world that are going to need to be replaced, and this aircraft is the one that is replacing it in the United States Navy. So it's a natural progression that international customers are looking at that aircraft to meet their maritime patrol needs.
And interest from where specifically? I'm
going to say that we have 3 customers in the Middle East region that are looking at it, but again, we have worldwide interest. But in particular, we do have customers here in this region that are interested in it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.